your suitcase the night before a trip, stared at all that must-have travel gear you've collected over the years, and quietly wondered, why am I still carrying half of this stuff like some emotional support baggage that never actually gets used? Let me tell you something. Most so-called pro travelers won't admit out loud a lot of the items we swear by are not only unnecessary, they're slowing us down, stressing us out, triggering airport security checks, and making travel harder instead of easier. And I've seen this firsthand after years of planning trips, working around airport operations, studying security systems, and watching thousands of travelers struggle with overpacked bags while thinking they were being smart, because somewhere along the way, travel culture convinced us that more gear equals more experience, more safety, more comfort, when in reality, the best travelers move lighter, think sharper, and pack with intention, not fear. And it usually starts with those pro-traveler items that sound impressive but secretly do nothing for you. Like that bulky neck pillow you clip onto your backpack like a trophy, even though you only use it for 10 minutes before it falls on the airport floor, collecting germs. Then you shove it back in your bag because, hey, it cost $20 and some influencer told you it was essential. But inside planes these days have better headrests, window lean space, and honestly, your hoodie works just fine. Then there's the overstuffed toiletry bag filled with tiny bottles, duplicate products, special creams for every situation that never happens. And that mini hairdryer you swear is necessary, even though most hotels already provide one, or you end up letting your hair air dry because you're rushing to explore. And don't even get me started on packing full-size shoes just in case, because just in case almost never comes. But those heavy sneakers, dress shoes, flip-flops, hiking boots, combo adds pounds to your bag and pounds to your stress when airlines weigh luggage or when you're sprinting across terminals trying to make a connection. And as a security expert, I can tell you, heavier bags are flagged more often for random inspections, meaning delays, awkward bag openings in front of everyone, and sometimes even items confiscated because you forgot a liquid rule or sharp edge hidden inside that so-called travel multi-tool. When in reality, TSA sees those things 1,000 times a day, and most of them end up in bins forever. And speaking of multi-tools, how many of you still carry those survival-style gadgets with tiny knives, corkscrews, flashlights, screwdrivers, all packed into one heavy metal chunk, thinking you're some kind of travel MacGyver? Yet you never once use them because hotels have everything, and airports don't allow half the features anyway. So you're literally just hauling dead weight. Then there's the printed documents folder stuffed with hotel confirmations, flight details, travel insurance papers, maps, boarding passes, attraction tickets, all printed because what if my phone dies, when modern airports have charging stations everywhere? Airlines can reprint boarding passes in seconds, and cloud storage means your documents are safer digitally than wrinkled in your backpack. Plus, as airport staff, I've watched people panic searching for papers while digital travelers breeze through with QR codes. And let's talk about that giant camera setup with lenses, tripods, stabilizers, that you insist you need to capture memories, but 80% of the time it stays in the hotel because it's heavy, attracts attention, slows you down at security. And honestly, modern smartphones now shoot better travel content than most people can with professional gear. And I know some travelers who missed entire experiences just babysitting equipment instead of living the moment. And don't forget the portable steamer or iron some experienced travelers pack because they hate wrinkles. Yet hotels almost always provide irons, or you can hang clothes in a steamy shower for 5 minutes, simple and way lighter. And then there's the medicine pouch that looks like a mini pharmacy with pills for every scenario imaginable. Headache, stomachache, cold, allergies, motion sickness, sleep, vitamins, supplements, when you realistically only need a few basics. Because pharmacies exist in almost every country, and airports even sell medicine past security. And overpacking meds can sometimes cause customs issues depending on the country, something most YouTubers never mention. And what about those fancy travel organizers for cables? Chargers, adapters, power banks, memory cards, headphones, spare headphones, backup power banks, all neatly zipped in thick padded cases that look cool but add so much bulk you could have just used a small pouch. Because truth is, you only need one charger, one power bank, and maybe one adapter. The rest is fear packing. And fear is the enemy of smart travel. And let's be honest, many pro travelers still carry huge guidebooks, like full printed city guides or travel books, even though Google Maps, offline maps, YouTube guides, blogs, and apps now provide updated info in real time. While printed guides are outdated the moment they're published and weigh like bricks in your bag, and as someone who plans trips professionally, I can tell you flexibility beats rigid planning every single time. And lighter luggage gives you more freedom to change plans without stress. And then there's the obsession with packing full outfits for every possible situation. Beach clothes, fancy dinner clothes, casual city clothes, hiking clothes, lounge clothes, when you can mix and match a few neutral pieces and look good everywhere. And overpacking clothes is the #1 reason travelers struggle, because they pack for fantasy scenarios instead of real ones, like that fancy dinner you never attend, or that intense hike that never happens. And meanwhile, you end up wearing the same 3 comfortable outfits the whole trip anyway. And another big one is packing tons of snacks from home, like you're going into survival mode. When airports and destinations have food everywhere, and half those snacks get crushed, melted, or thrown away at security. And yes, some snacks are smart, but a full grocery store in your backpack is not. And I've seen travelers pulled aside because food triggered scans, wasting precious time. And now let's talk about the emotional items, souvenirs from past trips you carry for luck, notebooks you never write in, books you never read, gifts you plan to give, but forget about, all adding weight and clutter. And this is where the psychology kicks in, because most of these items aren't about practicality. They're about comfort, control, and fear of being unprepared. And travel influencers feed this fear by constantly promoting must-have gear lists, when real experienced travelers actually remove items with each trip, learning what they truly need and what they don't. And from a security perspective, simpler bags mean fewer checks, faster screenings, less suspicion, and smoother airport flow. And from a travel planner's perspective, lighter packing means easier transfers, cheaper flights without baggage fees, quicker hotel check-ins, and more energy to explore instead of dragging heavy luggage. And from a traveler's perspective, it means freedom, confidence, and less stress. And here's a quick story. I once worked with a couple flying internationally who packed 2 huge suitcases, each filled with gadgets, shoes, clothes, tools, and just-in-case items. They missed their connection because of delayed baggage inspection, paid extra fees, struggled through subway stairs. And by day 2, they were exhausted and frustrated, while another solo traveler with a carry-on only breezed past them at every step, smiling, relaxed, exploring more. And guess what? At the end of the trip, both had seen the same places, eaten the same food, but one had enjoyed it 10 times more. And the difference wasn't money or experience, it was packing smarter. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most pro traveler items are sold to you, not needed by you. And the travel industry makes billions convincing people they need more gear to travel better, when the opposite is usually true. And once you start letting go of unnecessary items, travel becomes lighter in every way, mentally and physically. And you realize you don't need to be prepared for every possible problem, because adaptability beats equipment. And now for Golden Age travel tips, viewers. Here's the real hack. Before every trip, lay everything out and remove at least 30% of it. Then ask yourself honestly, did I use this last trip? Would I buy it again today? And what's the worst that happens if I don't bring it? Most times you'll realize you don't need it at all. And if you're worried about emergencies, remember this: the world is not a wilderness. It's full of stores, hotels, services, and people ready to help. And finally, if you truly want to travel like a smart modern traveler instead of a stressed gear hoarder, focus on essentials only, versatile clothes, basic toiletries, phone, charger, documents, 1 power bank, comfortable shoes, and a light mindset. Everything else is usually noise. And here's my suggestion for you. As you plan your next trip, try doing one journey with only a carry-on and no pro traveler gear, no bulky gadgets, no fear packing, just smart basics. And see how much smoother, faster, and more enjoyable your travel becomes. I promise, once you feel that freedom, you'll never go back to overpacking again.